Good morning, and it is a stunning morning here in Kerry. I hope you all had a fabulous weekend and enjoying the sunshine wherever you are, or whatever weather you were enjoying. I hope you enjoyed it. So this morning, I am reminded, or was reminded, to talk about something that is very dear to me, and that is not being prescriptive about how we approach our lives, and also, particularly in my case, how we approach our healthcare systems and our choices of both lifestyle things, hobbies, all of that kind of stuff, and our healthcare methods. And I am reminded of one of the central tenets of homeopathy, for sure, which is to approach every single person who comes through my doors or is online, any client of mine, totally individually, totally uniquely, to never assume that because a remedy or a set of remedies have got good results for one person, that therefore I'm going to use that set of remedies or that remedy for every single person who comes through my door with those particular complaints or issues. It's just not how homeopathy works. And that's why it gets results, because it treats each one of us absolutely uniquely, because our experiences are unique to us. And therefore, the frequency that we vibrate at is unique to us. And yes, I'm aware there are, I think, some universal frequencies that some parts of us may be working towards in order to be kind of universally healthy and feel connected to all of us collectively. That's not what I'm talking about. And my experience is that the majority of people who come through my doors certainly are very far from those universal frequencies, and may not be able to access them, indeed, until they're where they've got to individually is able to recalibrate, if you like, to rebalance. And I was called to talk about this morning by a study that seems to be doing the rounds on social media at the moment, a study that, and I will confess freely, I have not read the study. I have no interest in reading the study. I don't know anything about it other than what certain social media influencers are kind of regurgitating about it. And excuse me, and the take seems to be that a study proves that, number one, women respond differently to men to cold water swimming. Well, duh. Women respond differently to men. Do I need a study to tell me that? That's one thing. And secondly, that the conclusions are, because of those different responses, that it is not healthy for women to partake in that cold water dipping or swimming. Now, again, I'm going to confess, I don't know the details of the study. I am just regurgitating, repeating what has been fed to me. What irks me is not so much the study itself, because I don't know what the details are, but this over-reliance on needing a study to tell us how to feel. And it saddens me, actually, and reminds me of the fact that most of my work with my clients is about enabling us to actually reconnect with our feelings, to actually start to feel, in a lot of cases, and start to actually trust what we feel over and above what anyone else is telling us. because there is no study in the world that knows me and knows my body, or you and your body, better than you. When we're able to listen, when we're able to actually feel those feelings and not be afraid of them, to actually chart them and see how they always go up and down. Very rarely do things stay constant. They're very much on the move. And if they are on the move, that's healthy. It's not unhealthy to feel things. Anyway, I'm digressing. So I wanted to today, first of all, and I'm not advocating sea swimming for everybody. No, because it isn't right for some people, whether you're male or female. And it is very right for others. Now, obviously I have a slightly biased take on this. Everyone does, because that's my experience. My experience with cold water sea swimming, I don't have a lot of experience with freshwater swimming. I have some, but not much. With the sea swimming, my personal experience is not only do I feel absolutely like I've come back online when I'm actually doing it, that I feel instantly at peace, instantly completely mindful and part of my surroundings, like I'm coming home, basically, alive and also relaxed at the same time. It's an amazing feeling. But the effects, the lasting effects of me doing that, I have measured, and they are measurable. Despite my long-term diagnosis of hypothyroidism, you'd think that I would be very discombobulated by cold water swimming, because one of the things about hypothyroidism is that people who are experiencing that state can feel the cold very acutely and can have very big problems regulating their temperature. So what used to happen to me was that if I got very cold, I could take a day to come up to temperature, and the other way around, and I could be suddenly very, very hot and conversely suddenly very cold. My temperature regulation was all over the place. Now, since I've been sea swimming, that has completely leveled out. And if I do get cold now, I don't stay cold. All I've got to do is put on a jumper or start moving around, and I'm fine. That never used to happen with me. So that's just one thing. I'm not going to bore you with the list of benefits for me, because that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to conduct our own personal surveys. And I've put 7 steps with this video, so you can have a look at those as to how to do it. It's really quite easy, actually. And that is, you just measure all the things that are kind of what I call basic bodily functions. How are they at the moment? So your bowel movements, your digestion, your skin maybe, your energy levels, your moods. Perhaps if you're still menstruating, it could be things like how your bleeds are, and how you feel pre a bleed or post a bleed. Anything like that, hormonal stuff, basically, if you're female. Things like temperature control, things like joints. My joints, way better since I've been sea swimming. Much less of a problem, much less stiffness. I am generally much freer in my movements, if you like. So all of those kind of things, just measure them, just between 1 and 10 for intensity, pain levels, frequency, disability, any of those things. Just take a stock now. Then go do whatever you've chosen to do, and do not choose things because someone else is telling you it worked for them. Choose things because they resonate with you, because you feel that you will or may get something measurable from them. and also allowing for sometimes we just get called to do things, and they may not be a visible reason at the time. Anyway, however you choose whatever you're going to take up, start doing that and then remeasure that list of things on a weekly basis and do that over time. Don't just do it for a week and then go, oh, it didn't work for me, or conversely, it did work for me. Do it for 3 to 6 months minimum, I would say, depending on how you receive it, obviously. And then start to feel what those benefits are or what those disadvantages are, whichever. And then you can conclude categorically, this thing, whatever it is, either works really well for me, never mind anyone else, works really well because here's the evidence, or conversely, no, this thing doesn't work for me, and here's the evidence. That is the only true test. We have become completely obsessed with relying on some study to tell us how to feel or what we should be doing and what we shouldn't be doing. And I would be very wary of those so-called studies. We know very well these days. And, maybe this is news to you. I don't think it will be for the audience that watches me. But these studies are so flawed. It depends on who's paid for it, what the vested interest is, how many people were studied, whether people are using the right language. I studied with a statistician who became a homeopath, actually, very interesting, and she always used to say, there are lies, there are damn lies, and then there are statistics. Because you can make a study say whatever you want it to say, and no one can argue, or, well, I can, I am. So to become over-reliant on somebody telling me what feels good for me, and to run my life like that is not freedom. And freedom is something I know that all of you value. And it's how I work when I work with my clients, either with homeopathy, with coaching, with QTT, with all the tools and resources that I use. I am always approaching everybody's unique stories and things that they want to transform uniquely. I would never assume that because something has worked for one woman that it's therefore going to work for the next woman. It's just not how it works. And the more of us that can get in touch with how we feel, really how we feel about things, not only emotionally, but how do our bodies respond? The healthier we will be, number one, the better choices we will make for ourselves because we know what works for us. And that is real freedom. And I think we all need to, we can debate these so-called studies, but when we're debating them, we really need to actually ask ourselves, is it worth debating? Number one, because all these things are just fads. They come and they go. And one thing that has been really heartening about the sea swimming thing, actually, is the number of women who are coming out on these posts saying, that's so not my experience. I have had this benefit, this benefit, this benefit. It works for me. And I think there's been a little bit of backtracking as well from the people that have got behind that study and said, oh, we shouldn't be doing it. And that heartens me. And that's fine, if we have those kind of debates. But let's not present studies as if they are the gold standard, because they're very far from that. And what is the gold standard is what the experience is for me and for you. And my experience is completely different from your experience. And that doesn't make either one of them wrong or right. It's just our experience. And when we can live our lives like that, that is true freedom. So, a little bit ranty this morning, but if you find generally that the 7 steps that are with this video could be useful to you in starting to chart anything in your life, not just choosing to do new things, but actually just starting to map out how you might feel, then please start. And if you would like some further coaching or support of any sort in doing that and achieving that kind of freedom, then of course I'm here for you. So just contact me, reach out. You can book a free clarity call with me and we can chat about what's the best way forward for you uniquely. Thank you very much for listening. And as ever, I would really love your comments. And if this does resonate with you and you feel, yeah, I am free, then do pop that in the comments below and share any experiences that you might have. And of course, if you don't agree with me, please say that too, and say it in a nice, kind, respectful way, and we can have a discussion about it. Okay, thanks for watching and have a beautiful week.